Hey everyone, it's Benito here, Patriot Dog Training. I have Schmida out right now, and I had somebody ask me a question. Um, how long are your training sessions? Well, that depends on what I'm training. Um, but what does really matter is if the dog has motivation. If it comes out and has no motivation, then guess what? We're not doing a training session right there. I'm going to put them back. I'm going to take out another dog, and I'm going to let them stew for a little bit in the kennel. And some people might say, well, that's mean. Well, if your dog has no motivation and you bring it out, yes, I can teach a dog um, using negative reinforcement. I can teach a dog. I can make them do it, but then that's not no fun. That eventually gets boring because the dog looks flat and it doesn't look exciting. So I want the dog to have motivation. Once it has motivation, I can take it out and I can use electronic collars, I can use choke chains, pinch collars, whatever you name it. I can use any correction tool or whatever, and the dogs are completely fine with it because they have the motivation and they have the drive. If they have no motivation and you come out using an e-collar on a really high level, yes, you can make a dog do something, but it's not fun. It's not fun for me anyway. If you think it's fun to, the dog can sit and down, but it doesn't look exciting, but it'll still do it for you, great. Hey, you do you, that's your training, and you have to, and, at the end of the day, if you're happy with it, then, by all means, keep doing it. But for me, I need the dogs to be happy and excited about what we're doing. Schmida here is relaxing. He knows that nothing's gonna happen right now. We just got done training. I jackpotted him his whole morning's food. Yes, I said it. I fed him all his morning food in this training session because he did so well at what we were trying to accomplish. How long are my training sessions? So, if I'm out here and I see the dog's motivation, like picture a mountain, right, and it's getting ready to peak to the point where this stuff gets redundant and all, because believe it or not, even for us, yes, it does get boring doing basic obedience for me sometimes. Believe it or not, for the dogs, yes, it can be the exact same too. They could, they get, halfway through and they're like, they're starting to get bored with it. And so you have to really monitor when your dog's peaking and then stop it right before it's peaking and end on that positive note. Again, I like to use positive reinforcement just as much as I like to use positive punishment, negative reinforcement, and negative punishment. You have to use all those skills in order to train, and that's something that's been proven. If you only use one end of the spectrum, well, then you are strictly relying on that end of the spectrum and you're not utilizing everything else out there that's there for you. So again, if I just use positive reinforcement with Schmida and I had no e-collar, no corrective measures to make him do or make him not do, then he would be all jazzed up and excited right now and he would not know how to settle. Right now I could make him settle, but he understands he understands this routine, right? He understands that once I go into this mode, it's just lay down and relax, which he's totally cool with. Do what makes you happy. You have to figure out what makes you happy in training, and I think that if you see a happy dog that's enjoying what they do, your result will be that you'll be happy with what you're doing. Long time ago, I learned to train using, just using compulsion and whatnot, and while the dogs did do it, it was not fun. And so, past 10 years, I have completely changed the way I train. 10 years ago, when I started on this journey of, learning that there was other ways out there. Again, I know I'm kind of rambling off, but I just, like to share, what's going on in my world and, how I can have a better relationship with the dogs. Because at the end of the day, like I said, for me, if they're not happy and they're, I'm just making them do things, that's not fun. That's a robot. And I can make robots all day long, but I want dogs that are happy, and that's it. So yeah, if your dog doesn't come out with motivation, then you need to figure out what motivates it. And sometimes it's missing a meal of food, or not getting that favorite toy all the time, right? You have to use those things to your advantage. If you go out and throw a ball all the time and that ball loses its value, right? Then you withhold that value, and all of a sudden you pull it out one day, and the dog's really jazzed up and excited. Then you know you can train. Anyways, again, Benito here, Patriot Dog Training. Hope everybody has a wonderful week, and thank you and God bless.